This is a lecture from Open Tuition. To benefit from the lecture, you should download the free lecture notes from opentuition.com.
As I mentioned earlier, the closing year rules also need to be dealt with. Now, these are a bit simpler than the opening year's rules. They're much, we talked about them there being much more straightforward. Now, the basis of assessment for the final year. The actual trade profits from the end of the basis period for the previous year of assessment until the date of cessation. And then you deduct the overlap profits. And this example here shows us how that works. So I'm going to show you how the answer works in a second, but let's read through the question first. Boris has been trading for many years, makes up his accounts to the 31st of January. He decided to cease trading on the 31st of May 2023. So up to the 31st of January 23, he had £47,000 worth of accounting profits. And then the final 4 months to May, he had £8,000 worth of profits. And the overlap profits that had been calculated from the beginning, just like we did, were £6,000. Again, you could see this as a multiple choice kind of question to test your ability to do opening years and closing years, particularly the closing years. So you've got to work out the final year's trade profits. Okay, let's see if we can do that then. So this is example number 5. Now he ceased to trade on the 31st of May 23. So the first thing you need to establish is what tax year that's in. That is in 23-24. So the year basis of assessment workings, same headings as before, and the answer. Now, we know that he ceased to trade in 23-24. Therefore, the previous year is 22-23. Now, we know that's the penultimate year, the year before cessation. It must be current year basis because he's been trading for a long time. Must be. And therefore that is the year to 31st of January 23. So £47,000 will have been assessed in the penultimate year. So 23-24 is the year that he ceased to trade. So the basis period is the next day, which is the 1st of February 23, all the way through to cessation. So that will be £8,000 worth of profits, those last 4 months, less overlap, because this is where you get the relief from. You get the relief when you cease to trade. Question says it was 6,000, therefore 2,000 is the figure that needs to be taxed and needs to go into his income tax computation for 23-24. I'll show you the answer in here just so that you can see that again there. So in 22-23, sorry, it must be a current year basis. So that's the profits. And then in 23-24, we've got the 4 months, the next day to the cessation, less the overlap profits. And he ceased trading, so the final year is 23-24, making the penultimate year 22-23, which using current year basis assesses the year ended 31st of January. The assessment for the final tax year 23-24 is the remaining period of profits less any overlap relief. So that's fairly straightforward. As long as you clearly identify which is the final year, you can then do the penultimate year, which is the year on a current year basis. Anything else, whatever it is. Sometimes it's just a small period. Sometimes it's actually 2 sets of accounts. But just follow the rule and just apply the rule to the question that you find yourself in. Now, capital allowances. They are always calculated. This is a bit of a recap here. Always calculated for an accounting period, and they're deducted. So you have adjusted profits, which we did in a previous chapter, less capital allowances, which gives you your profits. And now this is the figure that you then do basis periods on. So capital allowances are deducted from profits before the opening year rules are applied. Okay, it's a bit of a recap that we have there. Now, let's have a look at example number 6 and see how that works. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put all the various different bits all together in one question. So this could be a section C 15 mark question if it had some other things just added to it. So until the 30th of June 2022, Wendy was employed as a management consultant, an annual salary of $40,000. 1st of July 2022, she commenced self-employment running a music recording studio. The following information relates to the period of self-employment from the 1st of July 2022 to the 5th of April 2023. The adjusted profits for the period were $89,000. Somebody's done that for you. That is the adjusted profits, $89,000, before capital allowances. Now you've got to do capital allowances computation. If you haven't done capital allowances chapter, you need to pause now, because I will assume that you know how to do this and you have done the capital allowances chapter. So she bought the following equipment. She bought £30,000 worth of recording equipment on the 1st of July. She bought a car with 70 grams per kilometre of emissions that she used. So that's her use, 60% business. 20th of October, she bought a car which is going to be used for an employee. So we don't need to know that. Now, where the cars go, that will depend on the emissions levels. The information on that is in the rates. It's also in the capital allowances chapter, which you should have seen and dealt with up to this point. And she also bought a computer. So as this is a recap of several different bits, I'm going to show you the answer. And I'm going to discuss the answer and go through the answer with you. So you'll notice that the question asked you for the income tax liability. So that was the answer. The answer is, what is her income tax computation? Okay, so that is the answer, and these are all the workings. As I've mentioned to you before, you have two choices. You can either do the workings first, again clearly identified that that is what you have done, or you can do the answer first with the workings underneath. It doesn't really matter as long as it clearly states. So here we have a heading which clearly shows the examiner this is our answer, and we have a non-savings column. We've only used one column. Now that has been copied from the question and prorated because she was only employed, the question says, until June. So that's April, May, June, 3 months of her employment income before she stopped her job and started her business. So what we need to do then is to adjust the profits. That was in the question. Capital allowances, another working, that would give the trade income. Now her year end, according to the question, is the 5th of April. Therefore, there is no need to make any adjustments. And whatever the answer is, the 54,596, that goes into her income tax computation. But first, let's have a recap of these capital allowances. This is the accounting period. Do you remember we had the pro forma down the side, headings across the top, and she bought recording equipment and a computer, all of which she can have AIA on. So that's gone straight over into the column here with the brackets on it. Now she bought 2 cars. Again, check the rates, never guess, always check the rates. Her private use car has its own column, if you remember from the capital allowances chapter that we dealt with. So the car with the small emissions goes into the pool, and the car that she owns privately goes into its own column. We then subtotal and pro rata the written down allowance. Again, that is in the rates. It's dealt with in full details in the capital allowances chapter. Written down allowance is 18% times 10,400 times 9/12, because that is an accounting period of 9/12. So it's prorated. 1,404. Don't forget the brackets. Now the car, we're only going to get 6%. Okay, that's in the rate. Make sure you check it. So 6% of £14,800 in full, and then we can only claim 60% of that. Again, the capital allowances chapter gives that full. So this, if you've done that chapter, this should be a really good recap of how that works. So we can only claim 400. So 34,404 is our answer. Make sure you always finish off your computations, make them nice and neat. 34,400 therefore appears here. We deduct that from the adjusted profits, giving us 54,596, which then goes into her income tax computation. Recap of that chapter. So the income tax chapter had all this information in, so this is a bit of a recap. And again, if you haven't done that chapter, you really should pause this and go back and do that first. If not, follow through and then go back and do it again and then come back to this. We had the 2 forms of income together, her job up to the date that she ceased, and the profit, which we've adjusted for capital allowances. It comes to 64,596. We deduct the personal allowance, giving an income that's taxable of 52,026. She is therefore a high rate taxpayer. These rates, that basic rate band is in the rates, never guess, always check. So is the personal allowance. So the first 37,700 at basic rate tax of 20% is 7,540. The balance of her income up to 52,026 is 14,326. That's taxable at the high rate of 40%, £5,730, giving a total tax liability. This is what she will now have to pay, of £13,270. Finally, another recap in this section. When it is the final period of trading, there is no written down allowance, no AIA, no first year allowance. We only have balancing adjustments. So those are balancing allowances if we haven't claimed sufficient. And if we've claimed over the period of ownership too much, then we will have a balancing charge. That'll have brackets, that will have no brackets. And that will then need to be added or subtracted from the adjusted profits, as we did in the previous example, before you can then put those profits into your income tax computation.